You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Right now at 7, a Missouri woman is cycling across several states to raise awareness for overdose prevention. Also, a Joplin teen is using art in hopes to help bring people closer together.
And we've got a clear, warm day ahead, plus rain chances in the forecast.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney, 7 o'clock on this fine Thursday morning.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I keep saying it. It's September. I can't believe it because I just feel like the summer just started and we're only a few weeks away from fall. And it's like starting to kind of feel like fall in the morning too, which is nice. Don't get me wrong.
I feel like September is a very underrated month of the year because you're still getting kind of the summer feels sometimes, but also it's a lot cooler.
It is a lot cooler.
And it's just, so I love September in general.
Absolutely.
Plus it's my brother's birthday this month.
How fun. Yeah, and those cooler temperatures are probably helpful for a Missouri woman who is cycling more than 700 miles to raise awareness for overdose prevention after she lost her brother to fentanyl poisoning. KOAM's
Melissa Alexis spoke with Jeanette Krupp about her moving journey.
It destroys your family. You're sad, you're upset.
Jeanette Krupp's brother, Carl, was traveling home on a Greyhound bus from Amarillo, Texas to Owensville, Missouri, when he tragically passed away from a fentanyl overdose.
I decided to switch my route that I have usually done to starting in Amarillo, and it's called Carl's Last Ride because I'm bringing him back home to where he was planning to go but never made it.
Along her ride, which included a stop in Joplin, she's giving Narcan to gas stations, stores, restaurants, and educating people on how to use it. She says if Narcan was on the bus her brother was on, he may still be alive today.
There's a lot of overdoses or fentanyl poisonings happening at gas stations, so I'm handing out Narcan anywhere that I can, even people on the street that are just walking. I talk to them, we share stories, everyone has a story.
According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, more than 100,000 people died from a drug overdose in 2022 in the United States. She hopes to help remove the stigma surrounding addiction that could prevent someone from reaching out.
The stigma is the main problem. There's still, so many people that don't even want to talk about it, to act like it's not happening. The embarrassment, and we have to get past that. So in order for us to ever fix this, we're going to have to get past that.
You are not alone. That's the message she wants families to hear while she raises awareness to prevent more tragedies. Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, so far, she cycled 500 of the 700 total miles, an incredible accomplishment, and what a way to bring awareness to such an important cause and something that's so dear to her.
That is, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. What's it looking like for weather, Lindsay?
It's actually not so bad. I mean, we're warming up. We'll go ahead and take a look outside downtown Pittsburgh. So today getting up to about 89, 90 degrees, so a little bit warmer, but after the summer we've had, definitely not going to feel too bad. Plus, we've got this really nice sunrise, clear skies all day long, so it's going to be sunny all the way until later on this evening. You can see some clouds starting to push into western Kansas, moving into our area later on this evening, bringing a few rain showers as well. But current conditions right now, about 62 out in Joplin, so a cool start to the morning. But as you can see, we've got a really gorgeous sunrise behind me, calm winds. Overall, it's a great looking morning. Temperatures do warm up pretty quickly to about 85 degrees by noon today, and then we're getting up to those upper 80s, low 90 degree temperatures. We've got rain chances though starting around 9 p.m. tonight, isolated showers continuing till the early morning hours, and then seeing a spike after 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for more rain showers. That's going to continue until about 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then we see a pretty significant drop in temperatures for the weekend after that weak cold front passes. But I'll have more details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, a Joplin police officer driving on West 7th Street alerted the Joplin Fire Department of a structure fire as the officer could see flames near 4th and Adele Avenue. By the time the truck showed up on the scene, heavy flames could be seen coming out of the front of the building. The small commercial building had been burning for a while. The roof had collapsed, revealing the building to be a total loss. No one was inside and no firefighters were injured battling the blaze. It's unknown what business, if any, occupied the space, and the former tenant, whose sign is out front, moved 2 months ago to East 20th Street. The fire is under investigation. Well, the former Neosho County, Kansas attorney Linus Thuston gets a jail sentence after pleading guilty to criminal charges. Now, Thuston pleaded guilty to misuse of public funds and a sales tax violation, both misdemeanors. The misuse of public funds charge requires forfeiture of office. Now, Thuston resigned from his position on August 13th. The judge in the case sentenced Thuston to 120 days in jail with the possibility for parole after 30 days. He must also pay a $2,500 fine and more than $600 in restitution. Well, a new abuse lawsuit is filed against Circle of Hope. It includes the youngest victim to take legal action against the Christian boarding school near Humansville, Missouri. The lawsuit states that from 2019 to 2020, the 13-year-old suffered extreme physical and sexual abuse. She reports being restrained, beaten, forced to stand facing a wall reading the Bible, and not speaking or moving for days on end. A therapist and fellow survivor talked about the strength it takes to come forward.
There's power in that, and the more of us who stand behind her and stand with her, it's going to be a little easier to heal, but she's got a long road ahead of her.
The criminal trial against the school co-founder Stephanie Householder starts next month. Another founder, Boyd Householder, died earlier this summer of a heart attack. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, art is a way for you to express yourself, but one Joplin teen hopes to use it to help bring people together. KOAM's Samantha Walker met with a young creator of a monthly art club that's drawing in kids of all ages.
It really has a way for great ideas to hold place, and you can express them on just a blank page.
While he may be just 13 years old, Drake May says he has loved art for years, something he learned from his dad.
I've loved doing art my whole life, so I've always wanted to bring it out there and make it public so that way people can get together and share their ideas and have fun with each other.
Drake decided to use his passion for art to create Art Club, a monthly meetup for kids of any ages. The club is typically free to attend, and Drake acts as an instructor, helping demonstrate different projects and techniques.
Art can be a thing for all ages. It never gets boring. It never just stops. Your ideas just keep going, and you can express it all.
Drake's mother, Tasha, helps him run the club. It makes her emotional to see her son in the club setting, sharing his passion with others.
They're excited to run up and show the class their art. So it's super exciting to see that Drake has created the confidence in these kids to get up there and show off their stuff, because he's also a kid up there, speaking to them and showing off his art skills.
The club has quickly grown in popularity, now drawing in dozens of kids for every meeting. And it seems as though Drake's passion for art is rubbing off on some of the younger participants.
I just like that I get to just explore my creativity with a pencil and paper.
I have made a lot of people discover what they can do in art, and they have started to like it a lot more.
And with help from Drake, young artists feel as though they're improving with every class.
Thank you. I was very bad drawing, but I've gotten a lot better.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, the art club meets the first Wednesday of every month at the Joplin Public Library. You can learn more on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. And now to look at our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we're going to hear about this year's Duck and Jeep Derby taking place this weekend. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Dinosaur Park in Erie, Kansas. Well, Welcome back. Well, if you're looking for a quacking good time that also supports a great cause, then you should register for the 2024 Duck and Jeep Derby happening in Pittsburgh this weekend. We have Aaron Fletcher and Crawford County Sheriff Danny Smith with us this morning to share what all the excitement is about this year. Thank you for being with us this morning. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Yes.
So for those who might not know, what is the Duck and Jeep Derby, and just tell me all the fun that surrounds it.
So it's going to be exciting. This is our second year. Last year was our first year, and it's a fundraiser for Special Olympics, and it's basically a Jeep show.
Okay,
but we've combined the duck part of the Jeeps and the Jeep show together, and so we have a pluck a duck out of a pond, and then we have a Jeep show, and we have a best decorated, and we have People's Choice, but Special Olympic athletes are our judges for the best decorated.
Oh, how fun.
So that they make their choice of what their favorite one is, and it's pretty exciting. Last year was our first year, and it was a really good time. The weather's supposed to be perfect, so any of the Jeep owners, come on out. You can register on the Facebook page, and it's from 10 to 3 on Saturday. And we're expecting some really good weather, so it ought to be a good event.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be beautiful this weekend, so we can tell. Talk to me a little bit about partnering with Special Olympics and why you want this partnership to happen, and just, talk to me about who it benefits and why it's so important.
Sure. Well, Law Enforcement Torch Run is actually an organization that works with Special Olympics Kansas, and they raise awareness and raise funds for Special Olympics and for our athletes to have these different competitions, but also programs across the state. So great to partner with our law enforcement officers. They do such a great job, and they have these fun, creative ideas, and we get to do things like have a duck and Jeep derby and everything. So it's really great, and we get to incorporate our athletes into this as well with our officers, and it's a great way to build partnerships and community.
Certainly, certainly. And then talk to me a little bit about the location and the fees for the event for those who might want to register, and any deadlines or things like that they might want to know about.
Yeah, so it's going to be at Pitt State, right next to the football field at the Guerrilla Village.
Right.
And people line up and then get their Jeeps there. Registration's online. It's $25 to register your Jeep right now online, and then it'll be $30 on the day. And then we'll have actually some great raffle prizes. We have $5,000 value on wheels and tires, a lift kit, and I think a window tinting. And so we have a bunch of prizes and some plaques to give away for first, second, third for each of the categories.
Fantastic.
And you don't actually have to own a Jeep to participate. You can just you can just purchase your chance on a duck, and then we can we'll put that duck in the little duck pond, and then we will pluck a duck. And if you win the pluck a duck, then it's a 50-50 drawing, and so you'll be able to be eligible for that as well.
Yes, that's fantastic. Open to everyone who wants to attend. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. For more information, you can call or visit their website. We'll have that information located at the bottom of your screen there. Stick around. We're back with more right after this.
Well, we're gonna have a pretty clear day today. You can take a look downtown Pittsburgh, starting to see a little bit more traffic flowing and clear skies. It's going to be a really great morning. We don't have any clouds on the radar until you get to outside of Kansas, just western Kansas. You can see that frontal boundary starting to move into Kansas, but we're not seeing it until later on this evening. Until then, temperatures are going to be pretty warm. So starting off in the upper 60s, low 70s, and we're warming up to nearly 80 degrees or 85 degrees by about noon today. So definitely getting above average temperatures. You can see about 89, 90 degrees out in Joplin, 90 in Iola, Chanute, 91 in Sedan, 92 out in Stockton and Fort Scott. A little bit warmer than average this time of year. And then our overnight lows, again, still slightly above average, but we do have winds shifting out of the north and a cold front moving in. It's a very weak cold front, but that's not going to affect us until tomorrow. So our highs tomorrow getting up to only about 82 out in Joplin, Miami, Pittsburgh, 79 in Iola and Yates Center. Still a little bit warmer out in Nowata and Veneta, about 85 degrees. But you can see the drop in temperatures, nearly 8 to 10 degrees across the region. And then our overnight lows tomorrow night dropping down to the low to mid 50s. So we see rain showers starting to pick up around 9 p.m. It's going to be very isolated, so those continue until early morning hours on Friday. And then we see another spike about 8 a.m. on Friday as well with more rain chances. Now, Mostly isolated showers after 9 p.m. You might expect to see an isolated thunderstorm or two as those showers do move in, but our overnight lows only getting up to upper 60s, low 70s. Winds are picking up behind the front after they shift out of the north. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that future track. And see winds out of the south-southeast, and then that front starting to line up just northwest of Yates Center. You can see an isolated storm starting to move into Yates Center. This is right about 8:39 p.m. As those showers push in, they weaken, so we're really only getting isolated showers across the region, making it all the way to central counties, and then starting to shift off to the east. So then Fort Scott, Nevada, even Stockton getting those rain showers before more showers fire up behind the front. Now again, it's a very weak front, so there's not a lot of forcing going on, meaning we don't have anything driving any thunderstorms. So we're mostly just seeing isolated showers forming, and you can see that second round is about 8 a.m. on Friday, continuing until about 11 a.m. It's not really going to disrupt your day. They're not heavy rain showers, not a lot of accumulation, but it's going to cool us down. So Friday, about 80, 82 degrees and getting down to mid to lower 50s for overnight lows for the weekend. So you can see 82 Friday, 79 on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and then those overnight lows down in the mid to lower 50s. We do start to warm up by Monday. We've got a ridge forming over the area, bringing in some more heat, and that continues all the way until next weekend. But that's a look at your forecast. We'll be back right after this.
Well, welcome back. Small Soldiers is an organization aimed at helping those who are battling cancer. We have Chris Mill with us, one of the organizers. She's with us this morning to share about an opportunity for you to lend a hand. So welcome to you, Chris. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're happy to have you here. Talk to me about Small Soldiers for those who might not know and what it entails with this organization.
So Small Soldiers is a nonprofit that we created, the family created after I lost my husband to cancer. And our mission is to support cancer patients and the families, because we know it's a battle that they go through, and we just try and ease their load in whatever ways we can.
Absolutely, and thank you for sharing your story about this. And how have you seen, your organization help benefit families who are, as you mentioned, it's a struggle and it's a battle.
So we're a new organization, so we haven't had an opportunity to help a lot yet, but we help them financially in a lot of cases, and then one family we were able to help make a dream come true, sent them on a dream trip, something that they hadn't been able to do before. So
absolutely, incredible. Well, you're having an event next weekend, September 14th. It's a Pull for Small Soldiers. It's going to be in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. Talk to me a little bit about the event. It's a shooting tournament.
It's a sporting clays tournament, so that is a 12-station sporting clays event. It will involve lunch, bidding auction, a silent auction for the participants. There's also trap and skeet available that they can shoot if they prefer that.
Absolutely,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, where can people go to sign up if they'd like to take part in this, and how much is the cost as well?
So to sign up, it would be best to go on our Facebook page and let us know there. And then the cost is $150 per participant. That includes the lunch and prize money. There will be prize money for first, second, and third. Additionally, all scores will be put numerically and broken into 3 equal groups. So the top shooter in each group also can get prize money. So you don't have to be a great shooter in order to maybe cash in on some of the prize money. So.
All right, it sounds wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck to you for next weekend, and as always, thank you so much for what you're doing with your organization. It's helping families. So great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
If you'd like to register, you can visit their Facebook page or their website at scorechaser.com. Stick around. We're back with more right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Elise Snowy. The city of Humboldt, Kansas hosted a free car seat check event for the public. Now, families could visit the Pregnancy and Family Center to have the safety of their car seat checked by certified technicians. Those technicians also made sure car seats had been installed properly.
contacted a lot of the clients throughout the week, and they were all very excited about coming in and getting their car seats checked. We had a couple of babies this morning that were too big for their seats, so we got them into new seats that fit properly now. So it's been a great morning.
The event was hosted by the Kansas Traffic Safety Resource Office. Well, Joplin Art Fest has a brand new feature for this year's festival, Art Fest Junior. Kids in kindergarten through 12th grade are invited to display and sell their original artwork during the festival, which takes place the 20th and 21st of this month at the Cornell Complex.
We've already have some little knitters and ceramists, people, youth making those types of things that have signed up. So we're excited to see what kind of imagination is in our next level of artists here in the area.
You can head over to KOAMNewsNow.com for more information on the Joplin Junior Art Fest. Registration is free, but space is limited. Well, a unique art show at the Joplin Public Library brings attention to eating disorders. The showcase, titled Reflections of Hunger, highlights the talents and experiences of 4 staters who've struggled with body image or eating disorders. The exhibit is free to the public, and the art show will be on display through October 24th. Well, a local homeschool co-op group in Joplin learned about STEM yesterday at Pennington Station. The kids also got to learn about a thing or two about bees, and there were 4 classes on film production, coding, Lego building, and beekeeping taught by a local beekeeper.
More and more people are abandoning public schools because they don't feel it is doing their kids any justice, teaching them valuable life skills. And we believe here that STEM is the language of the future, and so we want to prepare them as best we can for the future.
Their final semester project will be to build a capital city out of Legos for a civilization they're creating. Well, Smoothie King gave Joplin residents a chance to stay cool yesterday while giving a boost to student athletes. The company hosted a fundraiser for the Joplin High School girls' fall sports programs. 50% of all proceeds go to support the girls' softball, volleyball, tennis, and track teams.
And like, equality is like something that's been implemented for years, and the recognition of women's sports, it is on the rise as well, and so we just thought we'd be one of the forefront on that.
The goal for yesterday's fundraiser was a couple of $1,000s. Now let's check in with Lindsay for a look at the forecast.
Well, we've got a nice sunrise going on, a little bit more traffic out in downtown Pittsburgh. Looking pretty good, mostly clear day today. Temperatures are going to be getting up to upper 80s, low 90s for a high, so a little bit warmer than before. But we also have this frontal boundary starting to move into Kansas. It's not affecting us until later on this evening. We're going to get a few showers from it and a drop in temperatures. But until then, current temperature right now about 62 degrees, so a nice cool start to the morning, a little bit refreshing. And as we move through the morning hours, temperatures rise to mid 80s by about noon today. Plus, those rain chances starting to kick off around 9 p.m. There'll be isolated, very isolated showers that are going to continue till the overnight hours, and then we've got a spike as we move into Friday morning around 7 to 8 a.m. So right when you're starting your day, getting ready to go to work, go to school, you're going to see a few more showers. Now we can thank this cold front draping across the Midwest from a low pressure system up in Canada. And as that moves through our area, very weak, like I said, not a lot of forcing, meaning there's not anything really driving any storms. So we're definitely going to see a few isolated showers, but likely won't be seeing any thunderstorms. But those are going to be moving in and dropping temperatures for the weekend. I'll have more details coming up.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, a number of businesses in Pittsburgh's Block 22 say construction work to fix one of the recently renovated buildings is understandable, but it's bringing unwanted pressures for their customers. KOAM's Lonnie Walton explains.
Heather Horton owns Toast, a restaurant currently surrounded by construction scuffling in Pittsburgh's Block 22 development. And she's not alone. Melissa Lewis runs a home decor next door.
It's just bad timing. That's the main thing. This fall's always very highly, busy.
If we're seeing a reduction in the time that's supposed to be our busiest time of year, that can make or break a business.
The building's owners, however, are concerned about something else breaking. President of Public Affairs and Engagement, Molly Baumgartner, says while they want to be supportive, the construction is crucial due to falling cement that is already posing a danger to the community.
The decorative cement from the top of the building, as well as some of, what was there between the bricks was starting to pop out.
While Horton and Lewis say they've noticed the problem, it's still an inconvenience.
I think the idea is to secure the building, make sure it's safe, make sure that it's going to be good for the next 100 years, so I believe in that.
Horton may have to add a slice of patience to her menu. As Baumgartner says, construction is expected to continue into October. Reporting in Pittsburgh, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Baumgartner says just under 100 students live in the student housing apartments above the businesses at Block 22. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. We'll share how a few museum curators chose to encourage a 4-year-old boy's curiosity after he knocks over a rare artifact. In Consumer Watch this morning, America's employers posted fewer job openings in July than they had the previous month. The Labor Department reporting that there was 7.7 million open jobs in July. That number is down from 7.9 million in June. The figures show that fewer companies are seeking to add workers despite recent data showing that consumer spending is still growing. The number of job openings has been trending gradually down over the past year. Well, Lyft is set to cut some jobs as it restructures its bikes and scooters rental program. The rideshare company says the changes could lead to a reduction of about 1% of the company's employees. The plan involves disposal of certain assets related to its bikes and scooters operations. Last month, the company reported a profit for the second quarter, its first time doing so as a public company. One airline is bringing back its most popular deal, but for a limited time. Southwest Airlines announced that the Companion Pass is available through Thursday, today, September 5th. Rapid Rewards members who buy or redeem points for airline tickets will be able to register for the deal. When members buy a ticket, they will get a second ticket for a friend to tag along for free. The deal is only applicable for flights between January 6th and March 6th of 2025. Well, this saying the more the merrier may no longer apply at the dinner table, as new data reveals a growing number of Americans are choosing to dine out alone. Fox News' Chris DeMeo reports.
Keep an eye out for this growing trend the next time you're at a restaurant. Data from the site OpenTable shows a rise in the number of people dining by themselves, with solo reservations in the U.S. up 29% over the last 2 years.
I have so many friends. I love spending time with them, but I also like to have some time just by myself.
OpenTable's CEO thinks remote work has contributed to the uptick, with folks looking for nice spots to take a break from their home offices. And officials say there's plenty of perks.
You can notice so much more, right, about the ambiance, about, the service.
The COVID-19 pandemic also swayed the importance many people placed on having company to dine with.
The stigma of dining alone has faded, but it's certainly accelerated post-pandemic.
A rise in the number of single adults could also be a factor. In 2019, the Pew Research Center found 38% of adults 25 to 54 were living without a partner, up from 29% back in 1990. While some critics say fewer people at tables can impact profits, Others see solo diners as loyal customers.
Seeing a single person sit in the dining room, enjoying the experience, and they're there simply for the food and the service and the ambiance, makes me really happy.
Some restaurants are even offering exclusive services to cater to this expanding group, including specialized drink sessions with bartenders and more.
We have this little book that's kind of similar to what you'd get at an Airbnb, and guests will leave notes for the next guest who's joining us for the solo dining experience.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Which is a Chinese pearl onion.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Well, it's looking pretty good out in downtown Pittsburgh. Mostly clear morning and traffic is picking up as well. We started off a little bit cooler this morning, about 62, 63 degrees. But we're mostly clear. We can see some clouds starting to form and a few showers may be forming out in Colorado, but moving into Kansas. But we're not seeing those showers until later on this evening. It's going to be a mostly clear day today, looking pretty good by about noon. Temperatures already in the mid to lower 80s. Our high getting up to upper 80s, low 90s, so about 89, 90 degrees out in Joplin, 92 in Stockton, 90 in Iola, Chanute, Nevada as well, 88 in Jay, Bella Vista, Anderson, not so bad. We're still above average for this time of year, but we're not seeing those incredibly hot temperatures. But luckily, we've got a cold front in the forecast moving in tonight and into early tomorrow morning. However, it's not moving in early enough to have cooler temperatures for the morning, so we're still seeing those overnight lows in the upper 60s, low 70s, so about 68 out in Stockton, Nevada, 70 in Joplin, 68 in Veneta, Welsh, Newada 69, Sedan 71, so definitely a little bit warmer. However, tomorrow, once that cold front really passes, we're going to see winds out of the north and cooler temperatures. 81 in Stockton, 82 in Joplin and Pittsburgh, 83 in Parsons, 79 in Yates Center and Iola, so definitely a lot colder. And then our overnight lows tomorrow getting down to the mid to lower 50s as well. So we're just waiting on that rain. It starts to move in around 9 p.m. tonight. Isolated showers continue for the overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning, all the way until about 9, 10, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Now it's very isolated. Like I said, they start after 9 p.m., but most of us may not even see any rain since the showers are going to be so isolated, and temperatures are only getting up to down to upper 60s, even low 70s. So we're seeing 68, 69, 70 degrees for our overnight lows. But winds do shift, and as that cold front passes, winds are picking up as well, so winds gusting up to 20, 25 miles per hour behind the front, and all day tomorrow along with the cooler temperatures. But like I said, we just have to see these rain showers moving in first. About 9 p.m. tonight, you can see an isolated thunderstorm moving into the Yates Center area, but that's really the only stronger storm that we're going to see throughout this entire system moving through. Mostly isolated showers along that boundary. We're not seeing a lot of forcing, meaning there's nothing really driving the storms to actually fire up into a severe threat. So mostly just seeing those isolated showers. This is about 11:30 midnight tonight. You can see starting to make it all the way into the central counties, not quite into Joplin yet, but Nevada, Parsons, Pittsburgh, Yates Center moving in. And as those showers shift off to the east, more fire up behind the front. So in the morning hours, about 7, 8 a.m., right when you're starting your day, you're going to see another round of isolated showers, very light, brief showers moving through those central counties and then hitting the southeastern counties as well. They continue out, and then we're going to be a pretty good weekend as well. Temperatures, like I said, getting up to 82 degrees on Friday, 79 degrees on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and our overnight lows in the mid to lower 50s. However, starting next week, we do see a gradual warm up in the forecast, but we'll talk more about that later in the week. Now, I'll be right back.
Well, it's the first rule of any museum: look, but don't touch. A 4-year-old boy tried that, but his curiosity got the best of him and he accidentally smashed a rare ancient artifact.
Wow. Curators at the museum in Israel have had a surprising reaction. They've invited him back for another visit. Tina Cross has the story.
Anna Geller has a good grip on her 4-year-old son's hand as they return to the same museum in Israel they visited just days ago. Ariel looks curious but careful. After all, last time didn't go so well.
It's my fault. I should have given him a hand, but it was just a destruction of a second.
That second led to the destruction of a 3,500-year-old jar from the Bronze Age, one of the only containers of its size discovered completely intact.
And the next thing I know, it's a very big boom.
Ever since that boom, restoration expert Roee Shafir has been trying to piece the treasure back together while keeping a surprising sense of humor.
The child wasn't supposed to be in the excavation and touch the vessels, but they touch and they break it. I can cure it, it's okay.
The museum's director calls it a teachable moment.
I wanted to make some closure.
She invited Ariel and his entire family back to show how workers are using 3D technology to restore the rare jar. And Ariel tried a repair of his own. Although museum staff chose a cheap jar they didn't mind breaking. A not-so-painful lesson that when something falls apart, the right attitude can fix it.
That 3,500-year-old jar was one of many artifacts on display out in the open, allowing visitors to explore history without glass barriers.
No word yet on if they'll be rethinking that policy.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Better safe than sorry, I think
Sure.
is the phrase, right?
Yeah.
Might as well be.
Yeah, it's great to see their good spirits about it, though. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we'll take a little quick look at the weather right now. It's clear skies, but we do have some clouds that are starting to move into western Kansas along with a few showers. We're not seeing that until later on this evening, where we're going to see rain chances. But for right now, temperatures in the low 60s and sunny skies. It's looking pretty good today. We do warm up to the upper 80s, low 90s for our high. It's going to be pretty warm. Our last warm day for the weekend, though, as these rain chances do move in around 9 p.m. Isolated shower chances continue through the early morning hours on Friday, and then we see a pretty significant drop in temperatures just for the weekend. Unfortunately, not long-lived, but it's not so bad.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The former Neosho County, Kansas attorney Linus Thuston is sentenced to jail after pleading guilty to criminal charges. Thuston pleaded guilty to misuse of public funds and a sales tax violation. The judge in the case sentenced Thuston to 120 days in jail with a possibility for parole after 30 days. Well, a new abuse lawsuit is filed against Circle of Hope. The lawsuit states that from 2019 to 2020, a 13-year-old girl suffered extreme physical and sexual abuse. She reports being restrained, beaten, forced to stand facing a wall reading the Bible, and not speaking or moving for days on end. The criminal trial against school co-founder Stephanie Householder starts next month. The city of Humboldt, Kansas hosted a free car seat check event for the public yesterday. Families could visit the Pregnancy and Family Center to have the safety of their car seats checked by certified technicians. Technicians also made sure car seats had been installed properly.
And we've got isolated shower chances starting after 9 p.m. tonight and continuing through the overnight hours. You can see a little spike as well in the early morning hours on Friday after 7 a.m. So those rain chances continue along a frontal boundary moving in. So our highs today, 90 degrees, but as that front passes, drops temperatures, and our highs for the weekend, you can see low 80s to upper 70s, and even our overnight lows in the mid to lower 50s. So it's definitely going to be a really great weekend. Unfortunately, we do warm up next week.
Well, enjoy the cooler weather and the weekend while you can.
I will so be enjoying the cooler weather. I love the fall.
Yes.
I'm ready for it.
Already, yeah. Well, a public pool in eastern Idaho let their facility go to the dogs after the swim season for human residents wrapped up. Footage captured by Rebecca Ann DeVore shows the scene of happy mayhem as dogs jumped into the pool, paddled around, played fetch, and chased one another in Ammon, Idaho.
DeVore says it was the city's first such dog swim.
Oh, I love it. I love watching dogs swim.
Oh,
they're
my
just
dogs
they're
are
so funny.
They are big swimmers. Like they were
Look at
fishing
them go.
another life.
Look at
They're
them
so
go.
cute.
Amazing. I love it. It's so funny.
The doggy pile. Look at that one. Oh, that was so cute.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning, and we'll be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.